best for last today. Joy and I are going to play a game. There's this thing going on the internet. It's logo association. You put a logo up, and we did this earlier this morning at the meeting, and I haven't seen yours yet. And just the first name that comes out, and it's interesting to me because I there's one franchise I really struggled with, and it just nothing came out, and then I finally gave it a thought. But usually it was within a second. I just thought. So we play the game. Just first name. So you ready to go? So let's play the game.
All right, who's the first person you think of when you see the New England Patriots logo?
Tom Brady. Tom Brady, easy. That's not even. And again, he's been playing 20 years there. That may be stronger than any single player with any team.
What about the Miami Dolphins?
Dan Marino.
Sorry, Jason, I love you. It is Dan Marino, but I'm from Pittsburgh. He's a Pitt guy. Like, I love Dan Marino from before he was a Dolphin.
Isn't your brother also from Pittsburgh?
Yes. I wasn't old enough to remember him as a Pittsburgh Panther.
Well, he's also Marino looks like Miami. He's got the tan. He'd be on TV. He had the tan. He talked about Miami.
That's also fairly. I don't think of my brother as a football player. Like, he did play football, but I think of him as my brother. So
all right, fair.
Don't be mad, Jay.
The New York Jets.
Sam Darnold.
Joe Namath.
I don't know. Darnold's the future of the Jets. Namath played for a couple teams. Namath is more famous. Sam Darnold. Why are you guys laughing at me? He's the future of the Jets. If Sam Darnold can't, if the Jets can't surround Sam Darnold, disband the franchise. Move it to Piscataway.
I shouldn't say there's a wrong answer. If you said Adam Gase, I would probably tell you that's the wrong answer.
He's definitely not Adam Gase.
All right. What about the Baltimore Ravens?
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
I don't even think of offensive players. Honestly, I thought Ray Lewis, then Ed Reed.
Yeah, Ed Reed is a slight second, but yeah, Ray Lewis.
Tony Saragusa came to mind. I don't even think, honestly, I do not even think offensive players with him.
Shannon Sharp.
I think Denver.
Yeah, no,
he's more Denver.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Big Ben for me. Mean Joe Green was second.
Jerome Bettis. Troy Polamalu was second.
I get it. I've watched Big Ben play in so many big AFC games. But by the way, you could make the argument Jerome Bettis really symbolically is more Steeler than Big Ben. Big Ben's a lot of drama. Steelers are mostly tough.
He's the bus.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This should be an easy one. What about the Indianapolis Colts?
Peyton Manning. He's like Griffey to the Mariners. It's just you can't. I just see, even when he was in Denver, the helmet looked wrong. It didn't look right.
I'm actually kind of surprised you didn't say Andrew Luck.
It makes me sad. I want to be a happy person. That ending was not good for me.
No, it wasn't.
How about the Kansas City Chiefs?
Patrick Mahomes.
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony's good. That's fine.
You have some odd recency bias.
You do.
Well, you asked me the first thought. It's Patrick Mahomes.
That's the wrong answer.
No,
that's probably the right answer.
Ray Lewis has been out for a long time. Marino's been out for a long time.
Darnold's pretty fresh. What about the Denver Broncos?
John Elway. You like produce? How do you like those apples? You told me I had recency bias. John Elway, number 7.
Yeah, but he's still there, and he's like the face of the franchise still.
You cannot. There is no other answer for this.
No.
This is the only answer for this question. John Elway.
The Las Vegas or then Oakland or Los Angeles Raiders.
I grew up with Kenny Stabler. Number 2 would be Fred Biletnikoff. Stabler looked like the Raiders. He was disheveled. He looked like he wouldn't tuck his shirt in, and he was drinking the night before.
John Gruden.
Gruden's But Kenny Stabler, literally, his uniform, it looked like, you know how the Raiders always look like an unmade bed of a franchise? They're kind of like they didn't tuck the shirts in.
I am not an unmade bed person. I make my bed every morning.
Oof,
to perfection.
I haven't made mine since I was 7.
What?
I don't.
All right, this is a tough one. Dallas Cowboys.
This is a tough one.
Not for me, Troy Aikman.
Michael Irvin.
If you said, what does a Dallas Cowboy look like? Wouldn't it look like, have you ever seen Aikman without his helmet on, like up close to him?
No. He's the perfect Cowboy quarterback, of course.
Like, we're almost too quirky.
But when I think of the Cowboys, I just think of like flash and
that's true.
It's the playmaker.
Aikman looks like America's quarterback. That's what America's quarterback would look like.
Absolutely.
Troy Aikman would look like
My mom would be upset I didn't say Emmitt Smith, but
Yeah. Romo, half the time, I think golf and announcing.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's like I still watch Aikman, and he looks like a player and sounds like a player.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Reggie White.
Oh.
Now, I almost want Harold Carmichael, but nobody in this audience would know who it is. Reggie White is the best defensive lineman ever.
Yes. I said T.O.
His YouTube videos embarrass people. Like no, I'm not serious. Reggie White took 300-pound men and tossed them around like croutons in a salad bowl. There are pieces of video where he just grabs 300-pound men and throws them.
Reggie White is one of the greatest all-time players, period, any position.
Oh, he's top 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's God's strength. That there's something about
But he's just a legend. Like when you define a legend in the
mythical.
NFL. Yes.
Like mythical strength.
Yes.
Funny that Joy mentioned T.O. Only spent 2 years in Philly, which I thought that was longer. What about the Giants?
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. I said LT too.
And he's had enough controversy. First of all, they were their best they ever were when he was there, and he was the best player. And he's still talking. I mean, he's still in articles. Lawrence is.
Also, he's probably like how we talk about Reggie. LT changed the league. Like he changed. We talk about in basketball, like revolutionizing the game all the time. That's what LT did.
Oh, there's no question. He went to a basketball school. He went to North Carolina. I think he was a tight end initially. I mean, they didn't quite know what to do, and that he would become the greatest defensive player of all time.
Isn't that who Belichick always says is the greatest?
Oh
player
God!
of all
If
time?
you ask Belichick about anybody, he's always like, well, "There's no Lawrence Taylor." It's almost like he's insult. I mean, he would argue there are quarterbacks that can play with Brady. But if you ask Belichick about Lawrence, he's like, well, there's not. He's insulted that you would ask. He's so much better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
Walter Payton.
Mike Ditka won Walter Payton. Ditka played, Ditka coach, and
Ditka, of course.
Even that outfit he's wearing. Walter Payton would be second. Walter was great. My answer is not as good as yours. Sweetness.
This is a wrong answer. Ditka is a perfect answer.
You know what's amazing about Walter Payton? He had lousy offensive lines. He had one lineman, Noah Jackson. They had bad O-lines, and he was great. That's when you're great, when you don't have anybody blocking for you.
Sweetness.
New Orleans Saints.
Drew Brees, I think. The Katrina thing. Who, Reggie Bush?
Yeah.
All right. I think when Brees won and he had his little son next
with
to him.
the headphones. The Brees is probably the right answer.
They were a mess for a long time. Like, people forget this. You think of the Saints now as winners. They were the Clippers. I mean, for like 30 years, they were the Clippers.
Well, that's what happens when you get the right cultural pieces in there. Turn things around.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 left. Let's go quick. San Francisco 49ers.
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
That's easy. Yeah. Seattle Seahawks.
Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Steve Largent second.
Even growing up in Northwest. Interesting.
No, I mean, Steve Largent but Russell's totally defined it.
Last one, Green Bay Packers.
Lynn Dickey. What?
I don't know who Lynn Dickey is.
Who's your favorite?
It's not my favorite. It's just what I think of. I think of Brett Favre. That's no disrespect to Aaron Rodgers, though. Yours is kind of a little more of a shot at Aaron Rodgers.
What has Aaron done that's memorable? No. You go back to the Lynn Dickey
years. He didn't even take Bart Starr. He's like the 4th best Packers quarterback.
You guys think it's a shot at Aaron Rodgers?
A little bit. Mine is at least reasonable.
I think it's a shot at Favre, Rodgers, and Bart Starr.
He insulted a lot of people.
Okay, I was just being a jerk. It'd probably be Rodgers. No, it'd be Favre, I think, right? Yeah, Brett Favre is... He feels more...
No, close your eyes. What do you see?
Brett Favre. That's the way to do it. Close your eyes. I think I see Brett Favre. I mean, he kind of just feels, he's like Green Bay. He's the helmet. All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.